Thank you. Hi, this is KryptoSeoul Erica. This is episode 15. I'm sorry I'm a little late. The plan time was 1:30, but I was a little late. Sorry about that. Hello, I can't really see the chat room right now, but yeah, hello everyone. I'm sorry about the background. It's still a little bland. I'll try to improve it by next week. Hello everyone. So a lot has happened again during the time, but actually there's a huge announcement, not a huge announcement, but there is an announcement by the government tomorrow. I'll talk about that later. But for now, let's start with the first news. So how the government is reacting towards and the other parties are reacting towards the cryptocurrency regulation. So let's take a look. So this is me, actually. This is the news that came out like last week. Well, it was, yes, and it was actually a policy recommendation, like a discussion session with the political party and also with the industry players. So we gathered together for the government officials and the congressmen to have an understanding of cryptocurrency and blockchain. And the funny episode was that he's the leader of the political party called 자유한국당 in Korean, but he actually asked about the question, what is mining? So people were kind of laughing, and he said, I'm sorry to be I'm sorry to have very little knowledge of cryptocurrency and blockchain, but he really wanted to know the basics. So there was like a 1 hour and a half session about that, and that was on the news, every media in Korea. So some people were rooting for the political parties to make related regulations and to suggest regulations, but others were saying that it's part of political parties' interest, right? Because of the elections in April. So they're saying it's a political play, blah blah blah. So there's a lot of noise going on here. So we'll have to see until April what is the real truth, right? And one other thing is that the Korea Blockchain Association has been launched a few days ago, and it was a huge achievement in that it consists of 66 blockchain companies in Korea, including a lot of the main exchanges like Bithumb, Upbit, Coin1, and CoinNest. So every exchange is on here, and so that the Blockchain Association can speak on their behalf and kind of offer self-regulation measures for the government to not completely ban exchanges. So it's trying to self-regulate itself, and it's trying to come up with a plan. And so that launch was pretty official. It had a really positive effect. And there are many associations in Korea that are trying to be the lead association of the Korean blockchain industry. So we'll see which one lasts until the end, but they all have a good incentive and motive to pursue this interest. Okay, so this was the actual launching event, and he is actually he was a minister of the Ministry of Telecommunications and Information, the ICT. So he is a big figure. He was a big figure, and now he's back on the political and industrial arena to kind of step forward and to lead the Blockchain Association. So that was pretty big news. Yeah. So among the members, there are a lot of congressmen involved who have acknowledged the importance of blockchain, the development of blockchain and cryptocurrency industry. And I'm actually an advisor, but it's of this association, and we'll see how it goes. But this was a good big news. And on the 31st, actually it's tomorrow in Korean time, but the government is planned to have an official announcement on taxation. So on cryptocurrency and about its holding tax, what percentage it's going to implement. So it's going to have that announcement. And it says that the Financial Supervisory Commission, it had a meeting with the government, the main parties of the government, and saying that it has had a lot of talks and deep conversations, and I think the government has done a little studying, so now I think it's ready to kind of step forward and make an official announcement. Because last time when we talked about how Ministry of Justice, it made a really extreme announcement that it will ban cryptocurrency exchanges altogether, it caused a lot of stir. And it also said that the ministry said all the related parties, the government parties, agreed to that, came to consensus, but it was not true, basically. So in accordance to that, the government is trying to kind of set things straight and to have a unified voice so that people won't be confused about which part, what the government stance is. So it will have some taxation plans ready by tomorrow. I think I'll have the show, I'll probably air Friday, but I think some people say it won't have a big effect. Some say it may, but I'm kind of certain that it will, be a reasonable announcement, not a radical announcement. So let's calmly wait for what the government says. If the government has a really strong argument, then I may have a sudden, show tomorrow. So we'll see about that. Yeah. So that's what I'm waiting for, and also, so since there was a lot of, as I mentioned before, there was a lot of confusion about who's in control and who has the actual power to, shape the government regulation on cryptocurrency. And the Blue House has announced that has argued that the Financial Services Commission, FSC, should take forward action, and it should take a step forward in kind of cleaning, the mess, and trying to have a unified voice. So I think it's a reasonable choice because they are the most related party among the government. So not Ministry of Justice. I think the Ministry of Justice is trying to disband altogether to make things more clear, to kind of, to eliminate all confusion. So I think the FSC is the most reasonable party to be involved in regulations. But I think, the Blue House made a good announcement there. So yeah, I think a lot of congressmen are trying to make their voice in terms of like a positive voice in maintaining the blockchain and cryptocurrency industry, because especially the opposite party to the main party today, they're trying really hard to get votes from the young generation. I can see that. Through the this session, this was done by the opposite party in the 자유한국당, right, in Korean. But in that sense, I think it's a political tug of war, and we'll see how it ends up. But I think the consensus is that the blockchain and cryptocurrency cannot be separated, the investment, right? Although the investment hype should be regulated to some degree, and it should be it should have a certain order and detailed steps to involve in investment for the exchanges. But it's saying that I think the consensus is that the blockchain industry should be maintained, it should be developed, so it should not be suppressed. So that's the consensus, right? So that's what's happened. And this is a very interesting news. We Make Price, there is a company that is a social commerce service in Korea. It's really popular. It's in Korean, it's called WMF, right? We Make Price. It's short for We Make Price, and it's a very popular social platform. And it's announced that it will use cryptocurrency in its payments, which is a big deal because people use a lot of WMF, right, in Korea. So this is the first example of a major shopping mall that's going to implement this policy. And it said that is talking with Bitham. It has not been confirmed, but it's negotiating with Bitham in terms of how to, structure this. But yeah, so this is a really interesting experiment. I think that people were very happy to see that. And of course, there will be a lot of, since it's the first time, I think there may be a lot of confusion over it, but, I think it's a good try, right? So, this is one instance in which the Korean mainstream company is trying to implement cryptocurrency, trying to adopt it so that, it's following the trend. So I think it's a really great step forward, right? And so from today, this is actually news from yesterday, but from today, there is the official adoption of real name confirmation system. So you have to, the exchanges eliminate all virtual accounts, and they will implement the real name accounts, right? The ones that you really actually made with their own name, right? So you have to go to the bank and make an account and register that under the exchange. So this has been causing a lot of stir in the Korean community because it causes a lot of confusion and it's very tedious. So you have to go to the bank to do this. And some people, were talking to me that how you can do it like online, and there are like easier steps to register for it. But it's still a lot of work. And I didn't go to the bank yet. And people say that you need like a work certificate, like the certificate that you're working to make an actual bank account, because banks don't really make accounts easily these days. So you have to actually like prove that you're making some profit and you're registered under like a organization or something. So actually students cannot really make a normal account easily. So that's the deal here. And so in accordance to this, exchanges are having a bad time too, because exchanges are confused has to collaborate with the banks, and the banks aren't really clear about their stance even now. So I think exchanges are having a really hard, difficult time, especially the the minor exchanges, not the major one, not the big three, but like the fourth, fifth, CoinNest or a lot of the other exchanges are having a really difficult time because people are panicking. Well, not panicking, but they're confused about what to do because they don't have a bank to go to, right, to make an account as of yet. So IBK Industrial Bank, NH Nonghyun Bank, and Shinhan Bank are the only ones right now that are collaborating with the exchanges. So what you have to do is go to either of the banks that are partnered with each exchange, and then make an account so that you can trade with this account. You can withdraw. You can do withdrawals. You can do deposits with the account, but you cannot use the virtual accounts at all from now. So even if, like me, even if you didn't make an account today, it's the 30th here in Korea, it doesn't mean that my money's it's gonna vanish in thin air. It's saying that I cannot deposit any more additional, Korean won. It's saying that I can withdraw whenever I want with the existing, account, but I cannot have additional deposits without, real account. So that's the deal here. And many of you were asking about how foreigners or teenagers should act upon this. And as I found out from an exchange, it says that I think it's concentrating mostly on this system as of now. So it did not actually implement the ban on for teenagers or for foreigners yet. So I think it's kind of doing a step-by-step approach. So I don't think it really applies to like a complete ban on foreigners or like teenagers now. I think it will be a gradual change, a gradual movement. But as of today, and this policy implementation, I think this is enough to cause a lot of stir. So I think they will move on to this process first, and then to move on to step 2, which is kind of limit to a lot of the foreigners and to teenagers. So that that measure has not been announced officially yet. So I'll keep you updated on that. If there's any additional announcements regarding foreigners or teenagers, I'll definitely let you guys know. So that's what's happening today. So this is actually the big news today. And people, there are, even in the major newspapers, there's like on page one, there's news on cryptocurrency and blockchain. So it's good to see that it's becoming a national topic of interest here. And people are definitely getting interested, not only in cryptocurrency investment, but also in the blockchain technology development as well. So with that in mind, and also, and tomorrow, actually on Thursday, so, it's tomorrow, right? Oh, it's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow there is Icon Summit. So I'll definitely check that out. So Icon Summit's going on, and I'll meet with the dApps of Icon. I think I'll hear the presentation. And if there's a major announcement made by Icon, I'll share it. I'm sure you'll get it through Twitter, but I'll maybe have it more clear in next show. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sorry for the late show, but a lot of you, thank you for providing a suggestion on what to do with this background. I really want to change it, but it's like really I'm running out of time. But yeah, I'll try to make it more fashionable or decorative or something. So thank you so much. And if you like my channel, please click like and support my channel. And please send me an email, KryptoSeoul with a K @gmail.com. And also, I also welcome donations and to maybe color this wall or something. So please, since it's cryptocurrency is pretty cheap now, maybe I can get some donations. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on Friday hopefully, or Thursday. So I'll keep you updated. Thank you. Bye.